also like he is older than me, so he probably went through a lot more than me. Hi. Hi, are you in the middle of? Yeah. But are you guys trying to go? Yeah. Okay. Of course, go ahead. It's gonna bother you? No, it's not. It's not. You're fine. Yeah, of course. No worries. I haven't even started recording, so you.
I'm gonna love you, love you, love you. That's all I really want, baby. I'm gonna need you, need you, need you.
So unfortunately, we were not recording this whole time, but we said some funny things. A lot of funny things were said. Now we're waiting for, the wine glass. Of course, it's our add-on. It just showcases the whole entire episode. Yes, it's mandatory. You know how like every show or every podcast has their own little unique item or like something that they use? Not every podcast, not every show does, but like you know what I mean. But yeah, we're just waiting for the little wine glass. I feel like I just like okay, so I've been watching a lot of and I already forgot his name. Like that's so fucked up because I haven't been listening to him or watching his episodes in a long time. But here, let me look it up real quick because I honestly don't remember his name. I don't know how I'm gonna look it up honestly because I don't like remember his name. That's really messed up because I literally love watching him on my TikTok. I'm sure y'all probably even know who I'm talking about too. Hold on, give me one. Leo Skeppy. Yeah. I feel like I've been watching him so much that I'm kind of developing a bit of like his montage. Like not montage. Yeah, montage. Or like just certain habits and like certain like lingos that he be saying. Like he'll be like he just has a certain tone. Like and y'all probably know what I'm talking about if you really know who Leo Skeppy is. Like he is so funny. He'd be like, "Hey bitches, I just woke up from a nap. We gotta go to the gym. Fuck. What am I? But shit, I can't wait to get a little. You know what I mean? Like he just has a certain lingo, and it's just so funny. Like I love it. I love him, and I love watching him when he pops up on my For You page. Shout out Leo Skeppy. On top of that, I'm not gonna lie, I love your podcasts. I've listened. I haven't listened to the last two episodes, but I was tuning into his episodes like in the beginning specifically, like not the beginning. I've listened to every single one. I remember there's this one time where like I was listening to his TikTok. He was like, "Oh, I'm about to drop an episode of my new podcast, y'all." Like da da da. I sat there. I'm like, "Oh my god, let me listen." And I started listening to his podcast, and I sat there. I'm like, "Oh my god, like I love his podcast. So relatable." To a certain extent, I'm gonna be honest. Like there's some things I'm like, "Oh damn, I don't know if I can relate to this," but also like he is older than me, so he probably went through a lot more than me. Hi. Hi, are you in the middle of? Yeah. But are you guys trying to go? Yeah. Okay. Of course, go ahead. It's gonna bother you? No, it's not. It's not. You're fine. Yeah, of course. No worries. I haven't even started recording, so you. Podcast or? Yeah, podcast. Huh? What's your podcast? It's called It's Critical. Yeah, it's critical. I talk about a lot of different things. Honestly, I don't really have like a theme. Okay. But like, I mean, as of right now, it's been a lot of like motivational speaking. Oh, I love that. Are you on all like normal? All platforms. YouTube. Yeah, YouTube, TikTok. On Spotify too, and then I am trying to get into like Apple Podcasts as well, but that's been taking a while. So yeah, I heard that one's harder. Yeah. But it's critical if I look it up on YouTube. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. You guys have a good one. Have a good episode. Thank you. But yes, that was hilarious. Very funny. Very, very, very funny. So pause. So like I was saying, yes, back to scheduled programming. I don't even remember what I was saying, y'all. I don't. Yeah. So Leo Skeppy. Like I think there are certain things I just don't really like agree. Not agree, but obviously don't understand because he's older than me, so he has a lot more experience in certain aspects. And I haven't reached that level yet, or I haven't been able to experience that yet. So I think that's why. But yeah, I love Leo Skeppy. If y'all don't know Leo Skeppy, go on TikTok right now. Go on TikTok immediately, because I promise you, y'all are gonna like Leo Skeppy. But anyways, I'm just waiting for my little wine glass, so we're gonna pause, and this is gonna be a brief pause here, so we'll be right back. Wow, this feels awkward because it's quiet and there's people outside. They can't hear in here though. It's like I can't even hear them. Soundproof. I like that. I like that. Okay. Hello. Hey guys. Let me just put my lip gloss on real quick. We finally got the water here sparkled. We're doing a little sparkling water instead of, what do they call it? Still? Yeah, we're doing sparkling instead of still water today. Okay. All right, let's get into hey guys, it's Naomi back with another podcast. It's Critical, back at you again. Today's episode is called The Path to Peace. And we'll get a little bit into the reason why it's called that, and you're gonna understand that through this episode. Like, okay, I get why she called it the path to peace. But before we get started and just dive right into everything, I hope you've had a great week. I hope you've had a blessed week. I hope you took initiative to a new goal that you want to achieve. At least I'll speak for myself. But for me, I think a step of mine that I did today or this week was my lemonade stand. Of course, most of y'all know about my lemonade stand called Nunu's Fresh Squeezed Lemonade for Law, in other words. But yes, I am raising money to go to law school, and LSAT prepping. LSAT prep is not cheap, y'all. It's not cheap. It's not cheap, especially these like courses that they have. It's like $250. Like, that's the baseline cheapest. Like $250 for like, a certain amount of like essentials that you might need or you're looking for. Or they have like the like, oh, okay, we have the classes included with, and that's like another additional $250. And oh, one-on-one meetings is an additional $250. Like, come on, y'all. I understand y'all are trying to make your money, and the LSAT prep is so expensive, but I feel like there's a bit of a divide there, because only a certain amount of people is able to afford that versus people that can't afford that. And how are you supposed to afford to pay for all that and also like save money to go to law school or whatever, grad school or whatever, undergrad, whatever it is? And it's like, but yes, I am raising money to go to law school. I am planning on going to law school fall to 2026. I'm scheduled to take my LSAT in August. And so we just pray to God that everything will move smoothly. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited to go back to school. I can't believe I'm saying this because, like, I love working, but like I feel like my brain needs a bit of needs to be functioning in a classroom. Like I feel like I need to go to school again. I hated like learning. Like I hated going to class. I didn't hate learning. I just hated going to class. In certain classes you have to take and you don't like, you know what I mean? And there's classes that you do take that you do like, But I'm really excited to just like be in a classroom again, meeting different people. You never know who you'll run into when you're in like school. So, and like there's more opportunities in school as well, like networking with different people from different backgrounds. And honestly, it just feels like a whole different like world when you're like back in school, especially like I'm sure a lot of you who are in school right now, like especially grad school right now, it's like, wow, like this is a whole different version. Like this is a whole different environment than undergrad, right? Because like undergrad was a whole different environment than high school, right? And like middle school was a whole different environment than high school. It's like a different chapter every time you get higher within your education, when you climb in the educational ladder, so to say. But yes, that's the whole purpose of the lemonade stand, is to raise money to go to law school. My first kickoff was on yesterday, so Saturday at the Black Market. Usually the Black Market is every second Saturday of the month, but this month it was the first Saturday of the month, which a lot of people didn't show up to because the farmers market was yesterday, so it was our first day. And it was also Cinco de Mayo weekend as well. So like a lot of people probably are like, going to that rather than the black market. The cookout was nice. It was smooth. Didn't meet the goal that I intended to meet, but it's okay. It's just the beginning. Like we still have a whole month of May, and it's not necessarily summer yet until June. Like June 5th or something. So we got a whole lot of time. So I'm excited. I got a chance to meet the head of the guy that hosts the George Floyd parade. I think it's Chris Smith. I really thank you for the opportunity, honestly. And after this, I'm gonna have to check my email because I know you said you were gonna email me, and I still have not checked my email, so I will reach back out. But yeah, he gave me the opportunity to sell my lemonade at the parade. I do need help. If you guys are looking to make some money, let me know. But there's a certain amount of people that I could only invite. Just because, like, if I'm paying y'all, I need to make the profit back with everything I'm gonna be buying. The supplies are gonna be like tripled. Like already, like everything's expensive. So imagine having to double all that, like an additional cost. So I gotta profit that back for school as well, and profit back everything I'm spending. And so, yes, let me know in the comments though. It's May 24th. I'm only doing Saturday, just because like first of all, I'm already knowing I've been to the parades before, and it is hectic, and I don't want to have to do that multiple times during that weekend. Plus, it's a cousin's graduation ceremony or graduation party that I have to attend to on Sunday. So yeah, let me know in the comments. All right, let's dive into it. First, I want to give y'all a question of the day. Question of the day is, what does healing look like for you? Healing looks different for everyone. I feel like I've talked to a lot of people, and I don't really agree with how they heal. Everyone has their own perspective and own idea of like how healing it works for them, right? And so I want you to keep that in the back of your mind. What does healing look like for you? And then we'll like tie that back in at the end of this episode. Okay. So, hello, hi. So we'll pause right here. Just okay. Yes, please. I appreciate you, guys. I'm gonna have to keep on pausing because this is a sharing space, and I get a little awkward when people walk in and stare at me like this, and I'm just kind of like, "Hello, hi," and they don't give no smile or anything. They're just like they're annoyed or something. Like, this is a sharing space. No need to look at me like that. Just get whatever you need, sit wherever, and dip. But good thing is no one's in here. They're usually sitting outside. Anyways, back to scheduled programming. Okay? But yes, this podcast is going to be going over hardships and being in toxic environments, right? As stated, healing looks different for everyone. Some people prefer to take drugs, sleep with multiple people, drink, go to clubs, party. Personally, this is my personal opinion. I feel like when you're in environments like that, you're avoiding the main issue of what's really causing you to put yourself into more distress, more toxicness, And you're avoiding it is just going to continue to hurt you even more, instead of facing the main issue at hand here. And so even though you might think that this is what I need or whatever, and like, oh, this is the best way for me to like ignore whatever is going on, or like I just need to like not think about it right now, I'm stressed out, like da 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 da. Like, these are temporary distractions, okay? This makes it even, like I said, more difficult for you to move on from the main issue at hand here, right? And personally, some people might not even agree with what I'm saying. Like, I understand, like, some people might be like, oh, like, it's like, what, like, it's just me trying to like have fun for a second, and that. And I know this goes like for a lot of younger people as well. Like, I feel like a lot of people who, especially when you haven't been in a situation like that, or whatever the situation may be, right? And you've never, like, for example, like you've been in a long lasting relationship, your first relationship, right? And it got really, really toxic, and you don't even know how to like deal with it because it's your first relationship, right? It's your first love, so to say. And it's like you don't really know how to heal from it because no one ever taught you that. You don't. A lot of people, like, instead of getting the like going into therapy, or like asking a friend for help, or asking someone who may even understand where you're coming from. Like talk to them, get some advice, you know? Instead of doing that, you decide to avoid the whole issue here, or the main thing here, by, hey, I'm gonna go and fuck with somebody else, or oh, I'm gonna go to the club and find myself a new bitch, you know, or a new nigga. Like, what you're doing is hurting yourself more and hurting that other person more as well. You're making the situation even worse than it is, you know? Um, but yeah. And for example, like, a lot of people, like, they're afraid to face that situation, right? Makes it more difficult for you to heal from it. And, you know, like I said, healing process is different for everyone. And, like, let's take an example. Like, this is how I view healing, at least. So let's say you're riding a bike, right? You're riding a bike, and you're like, oh my God, let me go down this hill, right? And then you go down this hill that you've never been down, and you just break your ankle. You fall, you hit something, you fall, you break your ankle, right? Now that's gonna take a while for it to heal, right? You gotta go physical therapy, right? Yeah, physical therapy. You gotta train that, nurse it back, and like it's probably not gonna feel the same. Like, yeah, like it'll take a long time. Like, it's gonna take a long time for it to heal. It might ultimately like start feeling the same and start moving the same like later on, after it's done that like healing process, right? Um, oh, my drink is here. My drink is here, you guys. I know it's water plus a Mike's lemonade as well. Thank you, thank you. Mike's hard lemonade here, guys. We branding today. Let's crack this little thing open. Ooh, we like that. We like that. Okay. Okay, we like that. Cheers, everyone. Okay. That tastes refreshing. Okay. We got sparkling water and we got Mike's hard lemonade. Okay, branding. Hopefully you guys are sponsoring me. Anyways, back to schedule programming. I say that a lot. If y'all can keep count of how many times I say anywho and back to schedule programming correctly, if you can count the amount of times I said that, I will personally give you a Mike's hard lemonade. Y'all thought it was money, huh? For each one, by the way. Anywho, like I said, you're going down, you break your ankle, whatever, right? You have to nurse it back, go to physical therapy, right? Now that relates a lot to healing, right? Because you get your heart broken, and you know you have to start healing from the pain that you went through, right? And it's gonna take a long time. Like, you probably will have the trust issues. You probably won't believe a lot of things other people say, and you're probably thinking like, oh, all niggas ain't shit, all girls ain't shit, or whatever it is. Like, oh, like you have this whole conception made in your head off of one person that broke your heart, right? And you're just afraid to put yourself out there. You're afraid to give your heart to somebody else. You're afraid to start dating again, right? All because of one person that broke your heart. Now, how does this relate to you breaking your ankle from riding a bike? You break your ankle from riding a bike, right? From going down the steep hill. And then you just start avoiding this hill because you're too afraid to go down it because you broke your ankle, right? And I'm not gonna lie, this example actually is actually a true story. I didn't break my ankle, but I went down a hill when I was a kid, when I was riding a bike, and I twisted my ankle. I scraped my knee and my elbows, and I never went down that hill again because it was too scary. But now I would go down that hill because, like, when I was young, like, that hill looked super big, like super like like, you know what I mean? Like, and then now I'm like, man, I'll go down that hill right now. It doesn't scare me, you know. And so, like, if you think about it right now, once you heal and you actually do the inner work to heal from the past hurt, then nothing will scare you. Like, you know how to be cautious enough to avoid certain situations. You see a red flag, what do? Walk away from it. You can address it, see what they say, see how they move. You know, if you really like that person, you can address it. And if they do end up, like, you know, being cautious and being more careful and aware of what they're saying and what they're doing, then okay, like, that person's a very understanding person. Like, they're able to, you know, be aware, and they actually care about you if they're able to be aware of their actions that's hurting your feelings, you know? But if you if you address someone about the red flags and they continuously do it, that just means they don't have no respect for you. That just means it's time for you to up and dip, okay? So being very cautious about how you're moving, who are you allowing in your circle. That's what sorry, I'm blanking right now. But that's how you know you've healed. When you have done the inner work and you're able to, you know, really analyze who's really, you know, good for you, like who's like if you like you can notice red flags quickly enough now. Like you're not in that delusional state because you already went through the hardships. Like you already know what's like good, like what's good and what's not good for you, right? Um but yes, that is my little token, my little example of the bike riding right there. And honestly, like I'm blanking. Let's pause for a second. And so hold on a second. Let me take a sip. And I got a question for you. Have you ever thought about like, how would it feel if I just got up and left, right? If I just got up right now and just left, like how would it feel? And this is how I would describe it. I feel like you would feel a lot lighter, right? You feel free and you feel more clear-minded, like, and you're able to do anything you want now because you don't have anything like weighing you down. Like you don't have to be self-cautious about a lot of things you're doing. Like, oh, I'm afraid that so and so is not gonna like that I said this, or oh, I'm afraid that so and so is not gonna like because I did this. Like you are your own person, and it's your story. You write it the way you want it to, like, be told, and so you don't need to base your life around someone who is putting you in this emotional roller coaster, so to say, emotional cardio, so to say. And so, yeah, like it's kind of like feeling like there's this rock when you're like in a pit where it's like, okay, like when it's the opposite, you feel like there's this rock over you that you cannot get up from, and like it's making it hard for you to get up and like do things because that person's like weighing so much on you, like it's a lot of emotional distraught. And so to say, the road to healing isn't easy. It's not. I'm not trying to say it is easy, like, oh, getting up right now and like leaving, like how can I do that, like that's so hard. Like of course it's going to take a lot of time. And I've heard this from, I think I heard this from a psychologist. Like I read it, and I think a psychologist wrote it. But the path to healing, like mentally, emotionally, takes longer than healing physically. I mean, it really depends on like, you know, what part of your body is broken. Like, you know, if it's an ACL, like, okay, now that's different. Okay. But like, obviously, like, so to say, it does take a really long time, like, to heal from an emotional wound. And so we will pause right here, you guys, for a very quick few seconds. All right, back to scheduled programming. That's 3, I think. Okay, so Naomi, you're probably thinking, Naomi, how do you heal? Okay, so I'm still applying this to myself, but I already know the concept of how to heal for myself, at least. This is just my personal way of healing. If you guys don't agree with it, it's okay. It might work for some people, it might not. And like I said, I know it works for me, but I haven't fully started the process. Okay. So this is my own personal opinion to the best way to healing. So the best way to healing is learning how to really be alone, like, and enjoying your own like presence without adding any like unnecessary distractions. And that might look different for everyone. Like in a healthy way though, like in a healthy way. It's like going to the gym, traveling alone. Like when I mean go to the gym, I mean go to the gym by yourself. Traveling alone, I feel like is one thing that I feel like, my first time traveling alone, I'm gonna tell you that this was alone, okay. And this when I mean by alone, this was like with family, but not my mom, not like my mom and dad, but this was like other family. So I went to Ethiopia during a time where I was like really sad about something, and this was like about 4 years ago. I was really sad about something. I honestly do not remember what I was sad about. And I went to Ethiopia. I was really alone. I didn't even have a phone. Like I didn't have my phone on me. Like the only thing I had access to was really my camera. And the only time I was able to get like Wi-Fi was if I went to a cafe, because my family did not have Wi-Fi in their house. So I really just took up the nature, and like I was just in the presence of life, like being around family, being around nature, and just really taking in everything, the culture, going to church, you know? And so all of those really helped me heal in a way that I can't even explain. Like I came back and I didn't talk to anyone for like a good like couple weeks. Like besides the point of like, you know, the what's it called when you flight, what's it called, flight, what's it called? No. Like when you come back from like a long flight and you just, what's it called? Y'all know what I'm talking about? When you, especially when it's like international flights and then you come back, jet lag, that's the word. So despite the fact that you know, I was jet lagged and, you know, really tired, plus like the time difference too, like I was really really tired for sure. But not only just that, like I feel like I did a lot of healing. I wasn't even on my phone, like I didn't go on social media for a really long time. I just went to class, went home, did my homework, ate, you know, been with my family, my family. I wasn't really with friends really. A lot of friends were like, "Hey, Naomi, like, yo, like we haven't heard from you in a while. Like, everything good?" Like, yeah, everything's good. Like, I just been kind of under the radar, you know. And so, I feel like not only just that, like anytime I travel, and like especially when you're doing like that, like healing, like in your like you're healing and you're like, you know, doing your own thing, traveling, it really does broaden your perspective on life, and it just makes you think a lot about yourself. You think a lot about like, you know, you're really taking care of yourself by doing things that you enjoy. And so I feel like a lot of people tend to um, replace. So like a lot of people, when it comes to like healing, they replace that void that they like have in their heart by like putting in or adding in more toxicity into their life, and that's not healing you in any purpose. Like, and I feel like when you have that void and that missing piece, bitch, what the fuck, that pissing, that missing piece, right? And you're just like, oh, like what do I even do? Like I'm so like I really miss that person, or oh, I really miss so and so, and I miss this friend, this relate, whatever it is. Like you have to like fill that void with healthy things, like things that are gonna help you get out of this bubble. Like if there's something, a class that you want to take that class. If you want to travel somewhere, go travel. If you want to hit your dream body goal, go to the gym. Like do things that's like, what were you doing before you met that person? That's one thing I always have to remind myself. Like, what was I doing before I met this person? Oh, I was going to the gym. Oh, I was hanging out with my friends. Oh, I was going to eat at different places that I've never, you know, like there's just so many things that you have to really just think, okay, what was I doing before this person paused that time frame of my life, right? Like what was I doing? Go back, reflect on what you were doing, and go do that. Like, and I think a lot of people tend to miss that. Like, just continue on. It's like the world does not stop, okay? The world continues. You might think your world is over. Like when you get your heart broken, or even grief in general, like it's like, damn, like the whole world is still moving and I'm over here stuck. Like I can't even move on. I can't even, like you're just stuck in this like never ending like pitfall, or like this, you know what I mean? Like it's just kind of like, how do I stop this? Like how do I get out of it, right? You gotta just look back and what was I doing? What are some things that I enjoy doing or enjoyed doing, you know? Like, oh, let me look up some classes. Like one thing I want to do this summer that I want to like start incorporating into my daily life is I want to join a volleyball team. I really do. That seems so fun. Like I'm not gonna lie. I remember last year when I used to walk at the Lake Bidet, and like I seen people like play volleyball outside. I'm like, oh my god, that seems so much fun. Like I want to do that. But you know, I had to do my research, of course, and find like people to play with. But yeah, I'm like, I want to do a volleyball like team. I want a league. I want to be on a volleyball league. You know, just find things that are fun. And plus, now that the sun is out, it's warm outside. There's a lot of things to do in Minnesota for my Minnesota viewers, right? Wherever you guys are at, I'm sure there's a lot of good things and good fun things to do in your state or place or country, wherever y'all at. Okay. let's turn the page here. Oop, oop, hit the microphone again. Okay, so we did a lot of chatter. So now we are ending. We are going to, who is we are? Me, of course. What the fuck, y'all? Okay, so quotes of the day. So my first quote for you guys is rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. That's from J.K. Rowling. Okay. Now on to my favorite quote that I keep on like reading. Like I've been reading this quote over and over for the past couple days here. I still don't know how to pronounce the person that said it, but I'm gonna just say Jean's Lee Loop. I think that's how you pronounce their name. Sometimes we must undergo hardships, breakups, and narcissistic wounds, which shatter the flattering image that we had that we are not who we thought we were, and that the loss of the cherished pleasure and is not pause refreshing. Okay, I have to say that one more time. Excuse me. Sometimes we must undergo hardships, breakups, and narcissistic. Sometimes we must undergo hardships, breakups, and narcissistic wounds, which shatter the flattering image that we had of ourselves in order to discover two truths. One, that we were not who we thought we were, and that the loss of a cherished pleasure is not necessarily the loss of the true happiness and well being. Okay? So take that as you will. And yeah. I want to close with a challenge. I want to challenge you guys this week to take the first step to healing in a healthy way. Okay? Of course, in a healthy way. But yeah, I want you to do that, go out, figure that out, whatever that may look like for you in a healthy way, like I said. But yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this to your friends, your family. And I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks. Yeah, I guess it's 2 weeks. Yeah. See y'all in 2 weeks. Bye. Okay. I like that. I actually really like that podcast. Process. Okay, yeah, because I know some of y'all are probably looking at me like, girl, this bitch got a lot to say about healing. So I'm going to have to re-say this in just a few seconds. I got a little distraction. Just another sip of my Mike's hard lemonade.